Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a video. You guys already know what we're going to be doing today by the title, but I want to say real quick, two things actually. The first thing is I have this background back. I want to see, I want to start using this, go back and forth with the sparkly one and this one. I don't know how it's going to look on, on the computer. Because on my monitor it kind of seems a little bit dark, like dark on this side. So I have no idea how this is gonna work. So this whole video that I'm gonna be doing is probably gonna be a fail. But today we are gonna be doing a collaboration with somebody. Her name is Sarah, and she's pretty new on YouTube. I even consider myself new to YouTube, and she's new to YouTube also, so I mean, like, hey. She contacted me first and was like, hey, I was just thinking, like, if you want to do a collaboration or something, and I said, yeah, sure, whatever, blah, 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 and we were just talking about it, what we were going to be doing, and, like, we were just talking about it, and we decided to do a palette collection. So if you want to go check out her video, go check it out. When this video is over, you should go check her out. I'll link her like YouTube channel down below. So go subscribe to her, and after you watch this video, make sure you go check out her palette collection. And yeah, so let's just get into this palette collection. Before I get into this video, I do want to say these drawers are from IKEA, just so you know. If you're interested in these drawers, which I'm not gonna go like show you the whole thing, but I do have a room tour video. I'll link it down below also if you want to know what the whole thing looks like. I recently just cleaned this out, so I'm actually happy that she contacted me after I cleaned this, because literally I cleaned this and then like the day after she texted me and said, hey, do you want to do a collaboration? And I'm like, oh my god, that's such a great timing. It's like so great. So I did just clean this, but yeah. So the first thing I have right here is this Makeup Geek palette, and it's a collaboration with Manny MUA. Let me open it for you guys. It's a mess, like, oh my god, like, it's a mess. Like, this was, I don't want to say my first, like, high-end makeup palette, but it was one of my first palettes, and I just loved Manny MUA, and I just love this palette so much, and I just kept using it and using it. I think it's because Manny, did a collaboration with them, with Makeup Geek, so I was just like using it constantly and showing love to this palette because I just love Manny MUA so much. I'm not saying that this palette is not good. This palette is super good. I'm pretty sure this was a limited edition product, but if it is there, maybe it is there, but if it, I don't think it is. But you could go check it out. I'm going to try to link most of this stuff down below in the description for you guys. So if you can get it, like if it's still on the website, on the brand's website, you could get it. So now, okay, so let's go in with this one. Let's just start with this corner. This is the Chartist Pro palette, and I also was cleaning my palettes, so all of them are going to be clean. They're not going to be, like, dirty or anything. Well, the insides are, but not the outside. That help? I don't know. But this is the Chartist Pro palette. This palette I use every single day most of the time. I didn't use it today. These are the colors, and I'm pretty sure they still sell this. Yeah, they definitely would still sell this. This palette came out 2016. 2017. I don't remember when it came out, what year it came out, but I remember it coming out. I remember YouTubers going to, I forgot what place it was, but it was like a really beautiful place, and they launched this palette, and yeah. And I'm pretty sure they launched the cream contours and the cream highlighters also. It was that, like, I don't remember, but I do remember, like, when tutorials came out with this palette and stuff like that, and it's really a good palette. There's some colors that I have not used yet, like this black. I don't think I've ever used that color, This color I never used. This color I never used. It's dirty, but I swatched it, but I didn't wear it. This one right here, this is the NYX Professional Makeup little kit in London, and I actually got this one on Christmas, and this is the 2.0 one. And you open it, and then there's a mirror. But this is what it looks like. It looks really, really messy. But this was a lip product. I actually have that somewhere else. But I don't really reach for this palette. This color, though, is really pigmented. I'm trying to show you guys, but it's kind of hard. That color is pigmented. The blush is pigmented. I don't know about these. Well, these are kind of pigmented. Yeah, I would say these are pigmented. These are really pigmented. That's one swatch right there. But I just never grabbed for this palette. I don't know why. For the colors, like the eyeshadows, I'm just always lost on what like color I should go in first and what color I should put on my lid and stuff like that, because it's just like, I feel like it's just there for some reason. I don't know. I just don't know. I never know what to do with these kind of colors. So now this palette is so clean. Except that, and some stuff. But, you know, it's very clean. This is the Morphe, the Jaclyn Hill palette with Morphe. And, yeah, I don't think there's really much to say. This palette is very loved. I have hit pan on this first one. Oh, you guys didn't see. This palette is really, really, really bomb. I really recommend getting it. I don't know if it's still... I'm pretty sure it's still on the website, but I don't know if it is sold out or not. But I've hit pan on this one right here. It's really, really gorgeous. I love this palette. This palette, I feel like all Morphe palettes, I feel like you could just, like, they're just travel friendly. The packaging is good. I don't think they would break. They probably could, but, you know, I never experienced any problems with palettes breaking when I drop them. So this is an Ulta palette, and it's just full of shimmers. Really, really pretty, and it's really, really creamy. It's really, really buttery, and it's just so pigmented. It's just literally bomb. I don't think I've used these two colors right here, but I do want to use them because I've used every single color in this palette so far except these two, and they're just really, really buttery, and they're just so good, and they're so pigmented. I really recommend getting this palette. So next is the Maybelline New York The Smokes palette. I'm not really a big fan of this palette. I should probably give it to somebody else, but I'm just not, I don't know. Some of these colors are really good. Some of these are not. I don't know. This color is really pigmented. This color is really pigmented. But there's a couple that I've used, and they're just really just nothing at all. Like, they just give you nothing. Like this right here, this purple. What is that swatch? What is that? I'm swatching like no other, and it hardly gives you anything. Maybe I'll do a couple of tutorials with this palette and do some kind of cut crease or something, smoky eye with this color or that color, I don't know. But I'll do some kind of tutorial with this palette, and then I'll give it to somebody else because I just do not see myself grabbing for this palette at all. So I'll just give it to my mom or something. This is the IBI Beauty Threes Company Trio Eyeshadow Palette, and I really like it. I'm not like a big fan of it. I don't grab it every single day when I do my makeup. But when I really want to get out of the house and when I'm in a rush or something, I'll go for this palette and I'll just like use all these colors on my eye, and it's just like really, really good. They're pigmented, they're easy to use, and they're really blendable, and I really, really like this palette. Now, this is not really an eyeshadow palette, but I have it in here because I have nowhere else to put it. So there's like a couple of highlighter palettes and contour palettes in here that I have that I just don't have anywhere else to put them, so I'll just put them in here. So this is the Ulta Contour Kit palette, and yeah, this was really like my go-to bronzer contour. I don't really like these highlighters at all because they're not really like shimmery. They're just like literally almost matte, and I don't know how you would use that as a highlighter, but I guess whatever. Ulta knows what they're doing, so I'm not going to say anything about it. But this one's really been used, and this one's been used, and this one's been used. I just recently started using this one, but this one's too dark for me. But yeah, so I just use these three colors right here. I go back and forth with these two colors right here for a contour shade, but I use this one for a bronzer. So this is the Maybelline New York Master Contour Palette in medium to deep, and it's just, you know, very simple. Your contour, your blush, and then your highlighter. This highlighter I used to use like every single day, but then when I started, like, when I was starting to be good at makeup, I realized that this was a little bit too dark. It's a little bit too much, like, no. But this is really good, and this is really good. I just never grab this anymore because I have so much other better contour and blushes that I just don't grab for this anymore. I remember, like, the blush being really good. Like, look at that blush. That's, like, bomb. And the contour being very, very creamy, and it's the same. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. But I'm pretty sure I got this when I was 13, and now I'm 15. So I think this is, like, I don't think it's expired, but I've had it for so long that I just don't think I would use it again. And once it's expired, I'm going to be like, oh, let's use it. And then I'm like, oh, wait, this is expired. And, like, I have it on my face already, and then she's going to give me acne. So I think I'm just going to, like, throw this palette away and just get a new one because, yeah. This one right here, this is the IBI Beauty Highlighter Palette. Highlighter and Contour Palette. And yeah, I've got this from somebody. She just gave me a bunch of makeup, or who cares, like, whatever. But this right here, I've used sometimes, but I don't use a lot. So these colors, they don't look good on my skin because of what shade range they are at. But sometimes I use this, sometimes I don't. It really depends. Sometimes I use this, sometimes I don't. Like, it really depends. But I don't really grab this palette a lot, so. Okay, so this one actually, was my first palette ever. I just remembered this palette. This was like my first palette, I think. So that Maybelline New York Contour, Master Contour thing was not my first. It was like one of my first, but this right here is like my first ever palette. This was the bomb for me. Like, that highlighter is gone. Like, you are not going to be able to see that highlighter again. And I'm covering the mirror, by the way, so yeah. But this palette is bomb. I'm just starting to get back into this palette for the blushes because I've never used the blushes until now, and they're really, really good. And I just am, like, obsessed with it, and I've been using mostly these two colors right here, and I don't use them a lot, but I use them sometimes, and I really, really like this purple. It's really, really, it looks so good. Okay, so now is these palettes right here. These are bomb. I really want to get more of these because this palette is like, I don't even know why I have this palette anymore. It looks like that now. All these palettes, they're so messy. I should just throw this palette away because, like, this color's never going to fit me. This color's never going to fit me. And these are the colors that would fit me, but they are, like, destroyed. So I'm going to go back and forth with myself and see if I should throw this away or not. And by the way, this is a Profusion Highlight Palette, and it's just, this is what it's supposed to look like, and you saw what it looked like, and that's just, no. So this is the Profusion Eyes Palette and Naturel, and this palette's really good also. I've hit pan on 2 colors in this palette. This is not that bad. Like, these tones back here are really, like, my kind of tones. These are also, but I like these. These are really good. But these two aren't pigmented. They're pigmented, but they're not pigmented enough for me. But yeah. Now this palette I actually always use. This is the Profusion Contour Palette in medium. Now this palette has a highlighter shade for under your eyes, and then a contour, a bronzer, I think it's just contours, but for me, this is a contour and this is a bronzer. Um, uh, and this is a highlighter, and it broke, and we put alcohol in it, and it was perfectly fine, and it just haven't broke at all. I just used it, so yeah. But I really like this. I kind of mix with these two because this is a little bit too pinky for me, I would say, and this one's a little bit too yellow. So I mix them together, and sometimes I'll put it under my eye, but I don't use it all the time. This color I love so much. I use it all the time. This color I love also, but I just use like literally the tiniest bit because it's so pigmented. Let's go back here, because why not? This right here is the Sonia Kajuk palette and Natural Matte. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But this one I got at Target a while back, and I just, okay, so these two I could explain. These three, not two, three. These three I could explain. I actually used to set my eyelid with these three when I wasn't good at makeup. I think I've used it maybe once or twice for these down here, but I haven't used like a lot of it because I feel like when I used this before, it just was hard to blend and it wasn't easy to blend for me personally. The colors are really, really, really buttery, and they're just really, really bomb, and I just want to use them, but when I used them on my eyes before, it was really hard to blend. So I zoomed you guys in a little bit more, but this is the Sephora Z palette, and I just have a bunch of single eyeshadows in here. This is a highlighter, blush, eyeshadow, eyeshadow. No, wait, this is a bronzer. This is the bronzer, I think. Highlighter, blush, and yeah. So I don't remember. I think these three are from Ofra. This is from ColourPop. I think this is from The Balm. The Balm. I think these are from The Balm too. These are the Wet n Wild palettes right here. I did kind of do like a little Snapchat talking about them. If you don't follow me on Snapchat, you should go check it out and follow me there because I talk about everything on there. But this one, I recently did not a tutorial, well, yeah, technically a tutorial with it. But I didn't do like a review on this palette or anything. I just used it on my eyes. This one's called Rose in the Air. This one's called Comfort Zone. These colors right here was actually in a palette called Comfort Zone, but then these two transition colors was actually added. I'm pretty sure that's how it was, and it's just a new formula from the Comfort Zone palette. This one is called Nude Awakening. So this right here, this is the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. I got this on Easter, I believe. I believe so. I think I did. I think I got this palette with the Manny MUA palette. I think I got it on the same day. But this palette is really, really bomb. I really, really, really love this color. I love the peanut butter color. I love the the Nuts About You color. But this palette's really good. I really recommend getting it if you're like a new makeup, like if you're just learning that you love makeup and you really want to get some palettes. I really recommend this palette right here. But anyway, over here, this is the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow palette. Yeah, there's really not much to say about this. But this is what it looks like. Contour shade, blush, and highlighter. This highlighter is a little bit too dark for me, but my mom uses it sometimes. I really, really like this, and I really like these two, but I really like this more. This is for, like, the days when I just want a subtle, like, bronzer, and I just really, really, really like this. And also, these smell like peaches, so, I mean, it's like, amazing. But this is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Like, I really, really like this palette. I think it's very, very worth it. I don't remember the price of it. It's really pigmented. It's just really good. I haven't used some of the colors in this palette either. But it's just really, really good. This is the e.l.f. What is it? The blush palette and light. And I really, really like this palette. I was actually a big fan of this palette, but then I just stopped using it. But if you're looking for a blush palette, I really recommend getting this. I think it's like $5, and there's other colors. If these will not fit your complexion, I'm pretty sure there's like a couple more of these kind of palettes. These are the e.l.f. palettes. These are not new, but they're new. This is the Matte for Matte palette, the matte one. One of these is the, okay, this is the Nude Rose Gold palette. Let me show you guys this one first. I don't really go in with this because there's not a lot of pigmentation, I feel like. I mean, there's enough, but like this color, like this gold right here, I'm swatching it. There's like nothing on my finger. Like, what is that? There's just some colors that aren't pigmented in this palette, and I kind of don't recommend getting this palette. So I'm probably going to give it to somebody else because it's not pigmented. But maybe I'll keep it in my collection. I have no idea, but whatever I do with this, I really don't care because it's just not really pigmented. I love e.l.f. Don't get me wrong. e.l.f. is like really, really bomb. And if you're looking for, you know, like cheap products, then go to e.l.f. because e.l.f. is really, really bomb. But this one, the rose gold one, is just not my favorite. This is the matte one. This is the first one, actually. And then there's like a Mad for Matte 2. Mad for Matte 2, I don't remember. But this is the first one, and I really, 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 really love this palette. And I think the colors in here are really pigmented, and they're really, really bomb, and I really, really love the color selection in this palette. This one is the BH Cosmetics Foil Eyes to Go 6-color eyeshadow palette. And yeah, so hold up. Let me swatch here. Let me swatch. They're pigmented, okay? They're like really, really pigmented. I just never grab for the palette. They're really like, they're creamy, they're buttery, but I just don't ever grab this palette. I haven't even used this palette yet, and I've had it for like so long. Alright, so now is this Unique Moodstruck Addiction Shadow Palette. This is the first palette. I didn't know that there was a second one or anything. So yeah, this is the first one. And I really like it. I don't mind it, but it's not my favorite palette ever. I actually used this palette for my prom makeup look last year, and my makeup turned out really good. I'm not gonna lie. I used this color, and I'm pretty sure I used these 3 colors right here, but it's just not my favorite palette ever. But this color is really, really bomb, and this one, and this one. This whole palette's bomb, but I just never grab for it. This one right here is the Jaclyn Hill and Becca Cosmetics like little collaboration that they had. I love the blushes. I love the highlighters, obviously. For the highlighters, like, I love them. This one's a little bit too dark for me, but I still use it sometimes. Then lastly, but this is the Disney Alice Through the Looking Glass palette from Urban Decay, and these are the colors, and I just don't use this a lot. This palette, there's a reason why it's in the back, because these colors are not my kind of colors that I reach for all the time. Like, they're so colorful and everything, even though I should reach for them. Yeah, it's a really nice palette, but I just don't ever use it. But there will be a video of me using it soon, because I do have an idea of a look. But yeah. Alright guys, so I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you guys liked my collection, and I hope you guys go check out Sarah's video. I'm very excited to upload this video because it's my first collaboration with somebody. I've never done a collaboration with anybody, and so I'm actually pretty excited to do a collaboration with her. So go subscribe to her channel, let her know that I sent you there, and yeah. So, and if you're like from her channel, like, hey, how you doing? You should hit that subscribe button, because, like, hey. But I don't think there's anything else to say, guys. But I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!